I'm a hunter. I look for my prey. I need to get it done.
There's a man going round taking names, and he decides who to free and who to blame. Everybody won't be treated all the same. There'll be a golden ladder reaching down when the man comes around. The hairs on your arm will stand up at the terror in each sip and in each sup. Will you partake of that last offered cup, or disappear into the potter's ground when the man comes around?
Is this...
Would you mind asking her just to stop hoovering?
Можно, у меня просьба 20 минут не пылесосить. Пожалуйста.
I am proud Ukrainian. That's my home country. That's my home, period. Well, I've been training in different places, different time zones and climates. And right now, in the springtime, Kyiv is getting better. It's not that cold. I don't need to leave for Florida and come back to Europe to fight, so I can remain here in Europe. My motivation, it's all about me and myself, my ego, my satisfaction, my ambitions, my goals, my obsession, my desire, my strength, my life. It's all about me, 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 me.
You good, guys? So I'll see you inside. Do you know where to go? Not every person speaks English. You can get lost. So you just walk towards the hallway right there, or the hall, and then take left. Next left, up the stairs, second floor, and you just keep on going straight. 1996, I used to train here for the Olympics. So I used to live in that building right here. It's like Olympic Center.
It's been a long time ago. I was 15, I was standing in that ring, in that boxing gym, and haven't changed a lot since that time. And I was training there for the Olympics and living actually for 96 Olympics from that gym, from that area, getting the plane and flew over to Atlanta. It seems like a really long time ago, but recall the memories, and actually the trainer that I work with, Sergey, was my team member in different weight class. He was competing at the Olympics as well. So there's a lot of understanding, knowing each other, knowing the place where you train, and it's just about comfortable feeling, being at home.
No, I worked with Anthony Joshua a few days when he was in camp in Austria. I mean, the bottom line is he's a very talented guy. You know, he's a gold medalist, and he's that way for a reason. Now he's professional world champion. I think Wladimir is just a total different animal than anybody Anthony Joshua's ever faced. And Anthony Joshua is just a total different talent than anyone Vladimir's faced. So how well will they gel together, that still remains to be seen.
You have one round only.
I look back and Samuel Peter from Nigeria. He was my sparring partner and he was a world champion. Deontay Wilder was my sparring partner. He became a champion. Joseph Parker was my sparring partner. He's a champion now. Anthony Joshua was a sparring partner. He's a champion now. So I know the business. I've been with those guys in the ring. And I think Anthony is just probably one of the most exciting, most dangerous, most appealing fighter right there.
It really is a super fight, and it's fantastic to be back here at Wembley Stadium. What better stage in Britain at the end of April 2017 to get Wladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua into a ring. I think it's wonderfully exciting, not just for British boxing, but for sport worldwide.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'm really glad and happy to be here at this stadium. Wembley Stadium is famous worldwide, and now Anthony and I, we have a chance to perform here on April 29th. My goal and target, to become three-time world champion. When I will win this fight, I will help you to come back. You know, I imagine standing in the middle of this stadium, holding those belts in my hands. I'm obsessed to become a champion again. Thanks.
Obsession, you sleep with that, you eat with that, you wake up with that, you just think about it all the time. It's just your engine that keep you on going.
Wow! That's a big stadium. Wow. So huge. I just hear these voices and sounds. I'm imagining this screaming on 29th of April. Klitschko, Klitschko, Klitschko. If it rains and the wind, so it covers part of it.
Well, when they play, there's very little wind here because they bring those across, but there's it doesn't go all the way.
That's great. The worst sense, being a coward and show back to the challenge. But have fear, be afraid, be nervous. I am, but I'm facing the challenge. I'm not showing back to the challenge. And it's like in a soccer game, if you're in a game, you can score goals. But if you're not in a game, if you run away from that, from your game, you cannot score.
Joshua hitting after the bell and White not having any of it. White's lost control.
Making sure going forward you hammer on controlling your emotions, because you got many fighters that's disciplined, but some just they get emotional when it comes to fighters, and you just can't afford to let it happen. He fighting off of hate. If you want to fight somebody, it should be a joy to you to knock them out. Not you hate them so bad you're gonna knock them out, because it always clouds your judgment.
What Jonathan said about the emotional part, it was clearly not manageable after this first round. So we saw that, and actually put more excitement in the fight. So I'm glad that judges and referee and everybody, and boxers as well, continued to fight. So this fight didn't end up with a mess. A little mess at the beginning of the first, after the first round, but then it got it to its pace, and I think both of the guys did great. Anthony did better.
That actually was a shot that I previously seen that he was open for. That was the best and worst thing that happened with Dylan, because once he noticed he hurt the guy, you know, he just literally, like, once again, emotions plays a big part. You know, I think when I told him this myself, I said, I think you can eventually become a really good fighter, but you have to learn to leave emotions at home when you go to when you go into the ring, because it really plays no part in it.
Everyone is vulnerable. Everyone. There's no exceptions. So all the loopholes or whatever is like, I'm not an exception, so I've been studied by so many fighters and trainers in the past, and I just want to confirm that everyone has weak sides and strong sides, so I better look for strong sides.
besides something that's automatically gonna come up and gonna be developed during the fight.
Welcome everyone. Everybody like music so much. Welcome to Kyiv. Kyiv will be capital of music in the Eurovision Song Contest in May, and you can see how beautiful a city, how gas-friendly people live there. I'm more than sure everyone who come to Kyiv will be take with him so many positive emotions about Ukraine and about capital of Ukraine.
Five years ago, created idea is built in fan club. It's around 1 million fan is all words in member in fan club. This is museum is this is free, and in 3 years more 50,000 people.
It's really heavy. It's so heavy because it's real fur, pony fur, and I was wearing it, you know, before the fights, and I remember when you're taking it off after, you know, a long walk into the ring and standing there and listening to the anthems and so on, stare down to your opponent and you're taking it off and you feel like just much lighter because this one is heavy. I'm really, really glad that a lot of young kids come here, and over, I believe, 100,000 children went through this museum. They're not paying any money to get in here, so it's all social and for free. And I think it's a great initiative and a good thing, so it works. This rope, Emmanuel was taking off my shoulders before Tony Thompson fight at the stadium in Switzerland. You see the names, so basically the idea was all of the fans were signing in for this rope and trunks, and there's a lot of names, and each of them paid certain amount to be on a rope, and all the money went to the charity to build up a school in Africa. So, and this rope is a reminder for me that actually was last time when Emmanuel and I were in the ring together. I was wearing this rope. David hated the fight, went the way it went. It was cold. It was like +3 degrees Celsius on 2nd of July. Who would have thought something like that could happen? And it was rainy. We were walking in the ring. I remember I was wearing plastic bags on my feet, on my boxing shoes, so they're not gonna get wet. And I remember I was looking at David, and he was like steaming. He, like, the steam out of his body was coming, like, you know, sometimes in winter time you see horse like running and there's steams coming up from the horse body. So it was pretty much the same. I've never seen anything like that in the ring, that my opponent was steamed, literally steamed. That was different one more time. Fighting in open stadium in Hamburg or London, you never know what is gonna happen with the weather. So hopefully we're gonna have good weather on April 29th.
Do you tell him when you think he is wrong?
Yes, of course. He don't like that. As older brother, always talk about his mistake. Vladimir don't like listen about that. That's why couple of years I was not allowed to come into his training, to his sparring, because I was too clever and give too much advices.
Boxing is the sport that I've been in pretty much all my life, and I truly love it. And if I don't believe in someone, me personally, I just can't go through the motions. The reason I'm here is because I believe in Wladimir, and I believe we could win. It's possible to have a 6-minute chess match, okay, the first 2 rounds. I believe after that, everybody go throw their chessboard away. I said, okay, either the young gun are gonna say, it's time for me to take you out of here. The older gentleman is gonna say, it's time for me to take you to school. So it's one of the 2 things that's gonna happen. But they both will be interesting to see how it unfolds.
Can you believe this? I'm actually underdog. I actually talk to myself sometimes, Vlad, you're underdog. This is great. This is beyond motivation, and I just only can win. I can't lose. I only can win.
Right to the body, put it on the shoulder. Yeah, secure me. One more.
For I was the one with the new glory, and I'll be the one with all the bells.
I don't understand how this big guy, not so fast, not so strong, not so powerful, and can beat my brother.
In my opinion, Wladimir just had a night that, you know, each fighter wish they could never have, but it does happen. He had an off night.
I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times, above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
Let's go to school, son. Let's go to school.
I know Wladimir well, very well. He was not there. He was not focused.
He didn't get beat up, he didn't get knocked out, but he did manage not to let his hands go, and he lost the fight.
You got more guts than he got. You got to outgut him. Now you got to turn this boxing match into a fight.
I've learned, and it's definitely changed my way of approaching things, doing things in boxing. It made me a better person, honestly. In the ring and outside of the ring as well.
If Wladimir focused 100%, nobody can beat him.
Minus 115 Celsius. You feel like ice cube already. Cover all the good parts.
Ready?
Ready to drum.
Go.
You know, first time you're probably panicking because you're in the box. And if the door's gonna get locked, you can't get out, that's it, you're done. And to stand there for 3 minutes, maybe 4, sometimes up to 5. It's, at the beginning it's kind of a little, you know, too cold, but then you're getting used to it. And it's fine. Actually, now I feel great. I'm gonna change now. Cut off.
I'm literally obsessed, and I've been repeating this word so many times. Hashtag obsessed. It's all about obsessed, and obsessed about the goal, get to the fight, win this fight, win the titles, raise my hands up, show to the world, I can do it. I still got it.
Wladimir, no, he has to dominate, not to wait. Wladimir don't have the second chance.
Failure was not an option. You gotta do what you gotta do. There is no other option. You have to do it. I feel strong enough, young enough, fast enough to make it, and that's the challenge that I need in my life.
This is the highest level you can get, you know, with sports entertainment, with this professional boxing.
Many people think is muscles important in boxing. It's not. It's everything is here in the head. He's much more focused.
I have my vision. I have my imagination. I do have a picture of this fight, and I do have this image that is burned into my mind. I can anticipate it well.
Nobody can save me now. Nobody can save me now. Stars are only visible in darkness.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live on all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.